Right now I'm joined by, I don't even have the titles and the names to describe him. I'm joined by Azar Anwar, who is a rally legend. I don't know, but he has done it, achieved all he can achieve in motorsport, in rallying, in motocross, in autocross, in enduros, in endurance sports, in training, in academies. Azar, karibu TV47. Najua niko na vitu mingi nasema about you. But karibu sana, it's good to see you.
Same here, Tony.
Asante. I was telling my viewer that you are the reason why I love motorsport. Asante sana, from 2009 till now. Well done. Karibu sana.
You guys make me proud. And you guys give me the motivation to keep going.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Of course, we have some... of course, we are discussing today with this. I know we are having issues with motorsport in the country. As we speak, leadership problems. But individuals like us who love motorsport, we will continue loving motorsport with the events that we participate in. Azar, let me just get into it. I will not be afraid to ask you this. I know you didn't want to hear it, but where are we in motorsport? In summary, in your own analysis, if you compare.
Okay, at the moment, there's no doubt. I mean, there's no hiding the fact that motorsport is at an all-time low, especially in terms of participants, in terms of public interest, in terms of hype. It has really taken a back seat. So I actually come here with a lot of hope. And I would like us to talk about what are the possibilities, what can be done, because I have been involved, as you said, at every level of the sport, and most especially something that has not been publicized very much is I have held the hands of enthusiasts. And it doesn't mean only drivers. You know, I have helped them build up teams. I've helped them come into the sport. I've helped them cross the bridge. Because in motorsport, there's a very big divide between the people who are inside and the people who are outside. And all those outsiders, they don't really understand what it is like, the motorsport. And it's a very difficult step for them to come inside. So what going forward we need to look at is how to make that bridge and how to get more people in. And you know, if we concentrate on the grassroots, meaning get a lot of newcomers into the sport and all over the country, then the future is assured. Doesn't matter the leadership, because there'll be all that activity going on, and automatically all that grassroots will lift up our peak to be even higher, which already exists. We are at WRC. We have an event every year that's world class.
That's big, yes.
And it's something to be very proud of, and something to keep supporting and keep building, so that we are on the map.
Indeed, that's very true. And of course, how then? What next? From your own experience, what can we do? What can marshals do? What can drivers do? What can rally organizers do? What can that person seated at home who doesn't know anything about rally do? How can we get their interest back into motorsport? How can we create that where motorsport was, where you and I were looking, personally I was looking forward to rallying, going deep down in Ilbisil, in Kajiado, deep down, early in the morning to watch and of course support the rallies.
I'd like to go back a little bit and bring the viewers up to date. You were just amazing. One of my best proteges, if anything I can say.
Thank you.
A one-man army.
One-man guitar. Please tell them I was doing everything. A camera.
It was unbelievable. You'd have your camera, you'd be sitting in the car with me doing recce, looking at the routes, meeting all the teams, doing interviews and loading up. I mean, it was just unbelievable. That's all the way 15 years ago.
Yes. Yes. I keep telling them I never believed that I was a one-man guitar in covering. But thank you so much also for your guidance, Azar. Thank you for that shot bring back. But of course, to our point, where are we?
So,
what can we do?
You know,
to really create that hype again.
We have just talked about the key. How does motorsport work? Let's get down totally to the basics. Motorsport is not like football or the other sports where anybody can just pick up a ball and go and, you know, the difference is that you need machines. and machines are costly. The enthusiasm is there. The interest is there. As we talk, I wouldn't be surprised, I don't think anybody has done a checkup, but I wouldn't be surprised there may be 50 to 100 people around the country actually building some sort of machine, modifying it or improving it for some sort of motor competition. So already we have that. I talk to the universities, the engineering students, their head of departments, and the enthusiasm is unbelievable to come into motorsport. We have that. I've talked to the head of Kenya Bureau of Standards and said, why don't we make our own national standards for all these people who want to build cars and so on, build buggies, build something for going out and having fun. And he said, come sit with my engineers and draft it and we'll do it. So we have a national grassroots standard of what is the safety requirement, because the key in motorsport, again, a second very big difference from other sports is safety. From the onset, safety has to be key. But safety doesn't mean, as most people think, it doesn't mean that you must have a roll cage and you must have FIA belts and seats and this and that. Safety begins in your mind, because even in the world's safest cars, there have been crashes and people have even passed away, unfortunately. They were the best safety equipment. So in all the years that I have done training, the focus has been to make people understand that safety starts with each and every enthusiast, be it an official, be it a navigator, be it a driver, be it a mechanic, everybody involved with motorsport must come into motorsport with an attitude to safety. So that focus of safety is what we are talking about, of creating our own standard, which is written down and which is easy to follow, and which the other key is affordability. The biggest problem in motorsport is the expense. So the way forward is very simple. Is if we challenge all these people who are interested and say, we want to make motorsport widespread, we want to make motorsport affordable. So the challenge to whoever who's trying to build up something is create a competition machine, be it a car, a buggy or whatever. The class that it will compete in is a national class, grassroots. The machine must not cost more than 500,000 shillings. And it's possible. There are people who can do it even at far less than that. And the machine will actually run. Like we did 15 years ago down at Athi River, with you. We just did a deal with them. We went to an open field. We drove the cars around. We put some tapes and markers and whatever. And for the next few years, that place was the main place people could go to test their cars, practice and whatever. I mean, literally hundreds of people learnt motorsport in that situation. Now, what stops us or stops counties to create something like that at the county level? You only need a field. And you only need to train some officials. And there are many of us, Wazir, who have that experience, who are really happy to come and help to guide how to be careful, safety, and you start having fun events, not like once a month or something, every weekend, maybe even during weekdays, people come, practice, train, with those very low budget cars. Now, what is the competition here? The competition, and this is what drives motorsport, you allow the people to compete with each other, even the builders. Who is producing the best machine under?
A certain level.
And who is the next best, who's the next best? You have these things going on all over the country, on fields, small races, county, around a little circuit. And the trick of that circuit of safety is actually what we did in Athi River, is you make it very twisty. So the driver is struggling to control the car. Even however powerful it is, he cannot reach speeds, he or she cannot reach speeds of high speeds, which can cause a horrendous crash. He can sort of swing off a corner, go off the road a little bit into a bush or something or the other. And that's how those events were. There were no injuries or, big problems. A few cars broke down in the enthusiasm,
Yeah.
or they were not well. They were, because we allowed even people to come with standard cars and drive on them, in those events,
Yeah.
but under very strict, controlled conditions.
True.
Yes, you can learn a lot even with your standard car. So that's the bridge I'm talking about, to bring the people who are not into the fold of motorsport. Once they are in there, they've driven their car, they've felt that heat of competition, they've realized that even a loose battery or a loose item in the car is not acceptable safety-wise. You cannot even go on the track without just a helmet and your normal seat belt. And that's good enough on a tight track.
Indeed, certainly. And of course, I'll bring you, there's a competition, I know you wouldn't want, but I will want you to speak about it, because you've mentioned we need to take the sport to the grassroots. And there was a competition, my director, of course, should be having it. There was a competition that happened in Mombasa. It was called the Tuk Tuk Rally. I know if Azar looked at this, I know Azar looked at it and was like, okay, fine. A good start though, but it was looking. So I don't know if you have Inonda or Nick, if you have those Tuk Tuk competition for motorsport that I shared with you. I'm sure you have it. There was a Tuk Tuk. There was a Tuk Tuk competition. It's why next for motorsport.
And then there was drag?
No, yes, there was a Tuk Tuk. Imeandikwa Tuk Tuk mwisho tafadhali Inonda. It was a very good event. There was also a drifting competition where the cars were just being, it's a control, the way as I saying, it's in a controlled environment. Safety has been taken care of. So they have done their mathematics, so they know there will be no injuries. If there is, they have done their SWOT analysis. So please give us, we can see that before we go for a break, so that Azar can share into how, so tuweke somewhere hapa tuone pia, so that now Azar, later after the break, Azar can share with us and tell us how can someone in Eldoret, someone in Kisumu, someone in Homa Bay, how can they do just even a competition of 4 cars or 4 motorbikes or 4 whatever machines, Azar, because, I mean, this is acceptable, I'm sure, you know that. I'm sure this is a standard car, unless, I know najua Azar amekataa kabisa. But there was also this this tuk-tuk. I know they had been given helmets. I know tuk-tuks don't have safety belts, but Mombasa needs to have a rally anyway. But that, of course, we'll be able to share it after this break, so that Azar can tell us, to guide you, just in a nutshell, because, of course, he has the Azar Anwar Motorsport Academy. That's where you can reach him in detail to give you the full, ways and manners and what not to do, the etiquette of motorsport. He'll be able to give you in detail about that. But, of course, atatuambia kidogo about what you need to do to have this kind of an event. But Azar, just Inondo umenipatia dakika ngapi? Nimuulize hiyo swali. All right, Azar, okay, you don't have to comment about this, but someone is watching and they want to organize something like this. What do you advise them? Just the basics, I'm sure, because everything else they can do.
The first thing, it actually, that event, it showcased what I'm trying to say. Number one, the amount of interest. Motor competition. It can be tuk-tuks. I've been saying that for many years. I'm amazed that it actually happened in Kenya.
Tuk-tuk. It happened earlier.
Yeah. So the amount of interest.
Yes.
Number two, things do not remain stagnant. Things keep evolving. A few years ago, we could not have dreamt something like this. Yeah, we could not have dreamt of these cars doing drifting around in town and in the Kenyatta Conference Center and in the other places. But it's happening. So what is happening is even rallying itself has changed tremendously. The rallies have become very short, very fast. They've become more like races, yeah, on private land. So we are no more really being able to drive on public roads at full speed. Very, very limited and selected sections like in the classic. So for us, we need to move with the times. We need to see that this is happening, and we need to see how can it help to promote. Now, another thing I would like to point out in this, imagine all the people who were involved in that. I understand the entries were around 88. There were too many. They had to cut it down to 54. So this is what I say. If we do grassroots right, we give the affordable opportunity correctly to people, there will be so many we can't manage them. Rather than now we're struggling that we're only getting 5 entries for National Championship Rally. You see? So the entry level is what we need to build up. Now, again, a third thing, all those people who drove the tuk-tuks, wearing helmets, have open roads, seeing marshals along the road. You know, now they are not outsiders. They are insiders. You see the difference? The understanding of competition and motorsport and safety has gone up huge amount. For them to take one of them and put them into a buggy and start doing autocross or something or the other, you're halfway there already. So we need a lot of this sort of stuff. Mashinani, county level. Whichever county is interested, give me a shout. I'll come and set you up a track and show you how to do it. It's not money that makes it happen, it's passion.
It's indeed, of course. And as you can see, if this is the kind of interest it's creating, I can see the numbers. I can see the people who are involved here. Besides the sponsors who came out to support whoever they were supporting, I understand most of the tuk-tuks won some awards. There was cash. They went away with full tank. I mean, I can imagine the hype.
That's exactly the way to get motorsport back on track. Number one, don't insist what is the specification of the vehicle. Is it affordable? Is it easy for someone to come in and take part? That is grassroots. That is what the focus needs to be. And already that event didn't happen with safety, with marshals, with roads closed off and so on. Yeah, in town. It was done very well because literally thousands of people saw it live. Then hundreds of thousands we have seen it on TV.
Online TV.
I mean, that's what sponsors want. That's what public wants. So that's the direction to go.
Yes, I know the experts, the professionals can do the Kenya National Rally Championship. They can do the ARC, like my good friend Karan Patel. The other ones can do those other autocross. They can do the enduros. But again, there are those people who are not able to go to these particular events. Where do they get their quench, their thirst, taken care of in motorsport? Of course, these are the kind of events. And that's why I'm here with Azar to share this event. So Azar say that in case you want to start a motorsport event, remember the engineers in schools, in TVETs, they are there, they're graduating. Where are they going? They need to be given those cars to build. Azar Anwar, of course, has a motorsport academy. I have seen drivers, I've seen navigators, I've seen mechanics. I'm giving a testimony. I've seen them go through his hands, trained, people who have now become top people. I met my good friend Mushiri, Joe Mushiri.
Joe Mushiri, yeah.
Joe Mushiri, of course, Mushiri was zero, I'm sure, back there in the day in motorsport. But right now, meeting him at the WRC, taking care of things, it means a lot because there are people who went through some of your hands in terms of training. So motorsport, tafadhali usingoje, reach out to, I think you're on social media. You're big on Facebook, where are you big? So where can someone actually just send you a message?
Azar Anwar Motorsport will get to me.
Yeah, Azar Anwar Motorsport Academy, you'll find somebody will be there to assist. He works with the entire team. Azar Anwar, of course, also has, remember, our Olympian in from archery, Shezana. Congratulations, first of all, for Shezana. Shezana, wherever you are, congratulations. I'll soon be going where you are as well, reaching where you level you are in terms of family. Remember, he has produced, of course, Azar Anwar produced Olympians who've taken us on the world stage, Shezana being that, one of them in Nini. Of course, we also have Shaza,
the elder one, 8-time Kenya cross-country champion. And now the youngest one, I think you're not in touch with, Shabazz. He's, I think, 3 or 4 years enduro downhill cycling champion, the most dangerous sport I hear in the world.
They're there. So really well done, Azar. You've really fed into our sports vein in the country. We don't take it for granted. Azar, you've done tremendously so well. And of course, congratulations for celebrating your 70th birthday the other day. Congratulations. Ungetuambia tulete keki.
Huh?
We are your children. I will come with whatever cake I can bring.
I can become 70 again.
I will look for you for
Just
that.
at the date. Cake anytime.
That would be very important. But the grassroots, in your own opinion, I've seen the rallycross, just as we wind up, the rallycross, there's this one done by Betika with Carl Tundo.
Yeah.
The rallycross they do. There's another one that happened also at the People's Park in Machakos. I remember you shared with me, I think when I was still back in the are those the kind of things you're talking about, or that one is still higher up?
Yeah, it is. You see, like in everything in life and in whatever, it's a pyramid.
It's a pyramid, yes.
At the top of the pyramid, we've got WRC,
elite, yeah.
Our pyramid, Kenya pyramid. At the bottom, there's supposed to be a grassroots, which is almost non-existent. So if we manage to build a good pyramid foundation, which is the sort of things we're talking about, the tuk-tuks and the things that literally thousands of people can be participating and competing. Remember, go-karts are there, little motorbikes are there, children as young as 5 years old are starting to race and so on. Yes, we need that. That's a foundation, a huge foundation. What we need to focus on is that foundation, we need to cost control it so that many people can come into it and participate. Because remember, behind every competitor is a whole team of people supporting, family, friends and whatever, mechanics. People get business out of that to help maintain the vehicle, the logistics of coming, going. And that means it's huge. You know, if you multiply even the public that's involved. So by having a lot of that, you make a very strong foundation for motorsport. You make it visible, you make it attractive to public and sponsors. So when we reach that level, then automatically that pushes up every other level above it. For example, in other countries, one cannot do what you can do here. Like, you can take out a license tomorrow and not having rallied at all in your life, you can enter the safari rally. We need actually a structure where you're coming in at a grassroots, you have to qualify there, then move up to the next level, and then get up to Kenya National Rally Championship. After doing a certain amount of doing well in, there should be that many entries that then only you can get into WRC. So that isn't there. The second thing that isn't there is the machines. So let's say all these children who are racing on go-karts and whatever, they do so well. They have so much enthusiasm. They have so much talent. And then they fizzle out, they disappear. It's heartbreaking for me.
It's sad.
Because there is no next step for them to go up. And the next step cannot be a 30 million shilling machine, which only a handful of people will be able to afford. That's our peak. Below that, there must be next above grassroots something very affordable. What I call, for example, two-wheel drive rally car, entry level. And those we can create here ourselves. I've done it for the last forever.
Done forever. Something you've done forever.
I mean, when was it? 1996, Daewoo. The first person in the world to take an ordinary Daewoo, make it into an FIA spec rally car and win our class in the Safari. Even Daewoo were like, Safari rally, what? And that time Safari used to be tough.
That was a very
and long.
And it drew a lot
we can do it again. True. I mean, now we have assembly here. We were assembling like Volkswagen Polo and other cars. It's like this to convert that into an entry-level car. If we get, and all we need is something the government loses nothing. We're not even asking for money. Just allow us exemption, concession, that we can do this duty-free, so that that car, instead of costing 6 million, it will cost the competitor 3 million to come in and start racing a brand new rally car. We can do that locally here. And not one. We make like 20 of them with truckloads of spares and trained mechanics and trained people who build those cars and whatever. And you think Volkswagen will not be happy to come here and show us how to train our people to build those cars and look after them and give us the spares at a good price. They want to see those cars running here. It's as simple as that, to put the package together and say, let's do this, let's do this.
Well done. Azar, really thank you. I know we can have this conversation for an entire 4 hours. That's what I'm sure. Because motorsport is wide. It's not even about rally alone. As you can see now, we have tuk-tuks. Now we have motorbikes. We have those karting things. We have the buggies. I mean, it's a widespread game sport.
Tarmac.
Tarmac.
So many people and so much interest.
They want tarmac, yes.
Enthusiasm and passion there is incredible. In fact, several of my proteges are actually tarmac racers, the new proteges.
We need to allow tarmac.
They're at the top level.
Yes, tarmac is possible. Tafadhali, we can do tarmac. But of course, we are hoping for the best. We'll do our best even as media to really now ensure motorsport gets back to where it was. Azar, really, thank you. I know I'll call you back here again just to keep on... Right now, we're using the word inject.
Let's inject enthusiasm back into the sport.
Yes, we're injecting the enthusiasm back into the sport.
And open the doors.
Yes.
Karibuni.
Exactly, indeed. Azar, you've given a lot of your input into sport in this country and, of course, in East Africa as well, in Africa. So we appreciate for the work you do indeed. And, of course, the entire team that is behind Azar, he doesn't work alone. He has an entire team. Of course, please pass my greetings to Mama. Tell her I miss her very much. I miss her food so much.
You should be popping in. I think you haven't forgotten the way there.
No, I cannot get. I have it on my map somewhere.
Prodigal son, you.
Mama, I'll come, of course, have tea definitely at your home. But asante sana for making time. We keep on doing motorsport. There's an entire team behind motorsport. Keep on doing what you do. Asante sana, Chairman Maina Muturi, Richard Onyoni, Ian Duncan, the rest of you, of course, keep on fighting. We shall basically do our duty as a media station. Right now, just before I walk out, Azar, there was an event that happened, the 2024 Africa Region 4 Golf Tournament.